Welcome to Dr. Linda Page's Health Secrets CD. In Part 1, Dr. Linda Page tells her own story about how detoxification can go wrong.
Hello, I'm Dr. Linda Page. Many of you may know that I became extremely ill and nearly died from following what I thought was a healthy, cleansing diet. I was in the fashion industry at the time where you're never thin enough, and I'd fought my weight all my life. I was tired all the time. I felt toxic constantly, getting fever blisters, bladder, and yeast infections. So I thought a detox diet was the very thing for me. Detoxification seemed like it would solve a lot of my health problems. The trouble was, I had almost no idea how to go about it. The 60s and 70s were the decades when the FDA had what amounted to a gag order on all books and information about alternative healing techniques and products. But I had a little knowledge and some friends who were detoxing too, so I started on what was essentially a very restrictive diet. Cabbage, lettuce with a little salad dressing, apples, oranges, peanut butter for protein, and a few whole wheat crackers just occasionally. Most people can see how unhealthy a diet like this is. All I saw was that I was finally thin. I was delighted. But I was going way too far. I rarely ate anything else, and this went on for several years. I didn't realize it, but my body was going into major malnutrition decline. One week, in the winter of 1981, my energy dropped so low that I couldn't even get to work. I lived alone with my dogs and cats, but fortunately, my colleagues from work wondered why I wasn't there. Thankfully, one of them came to check up on me, and he saved my life. I had collapsed and was lying by my front screen door. He scooped me up and got me to the nearest emergency room. All I knew was that I was floating high above my body, the operating table, and the doctors who were working on me. I had a classic near-death experience, seeing a white pinpoint of light miles away, but then suddenly everything went black. I was in a coma, and even though I didn't know it, I had made it. Eventually, I did regain consciousness and woke up full of tubes and needles on a breathing machine. My blood was so toxic, the hospital had to have plasma flown in every 5 hours to give me a slow but complete transfusion. It did keep me alive, but I certainly wasn't regaining health. I was still slipping in and out of consciousness. I couldn't speak, of course, but I could write. So I asked for green drinks from the health food store, and the hospital staff did allow a small refrigerator in my room. It was like a miracle. Within hours, I felt stronger from the chlorophyll. Within days, they removed the respirator. Within a few more, they removed all the tubes and needles. In a total of 12 days after I regained consciousness, I left the hospital. Very, very weak, weighing only 69 pounds and still unable to walk because my legs would not support my weight. But I knew I'd been given another chance at life, along with a tremendous challenge to regain my health. So I started reading everything I could on natural healing and herbal remedies. I learned the old, tried and true, traditional ways of herbal healing, and I became a believer in their wonderful healing power. I started formulating with whole herbs to bring each body system back to health, and it slowly began to happen. I could see a new me emerging. My hair, which had either fallen out or turned white, began to grow back, blonde and silky. My skin renewed itself with better tone and texture, even less wrinkles than I had before the illness. My circulation came back to my toes, so luckily I didn't have to have any toe amputations. Probably best of all, My energy and spirit came back stronger than it had been in many years. The healing process took about 18 months, faster than any of the medical doctors who had given me up for lost had thought. The experience and the healing changed my life. I saw that herbs and green superfoods are far more than remedies for colds and flu. They can bring your health back from serious illness, literally from death's door. I was enormously impressed. I decided to devote my life to educating others, to talking about the power of herbs, to writing about their healing abilities, and to help people return to some of the essential, universal knowledge that we've lost. I made the decision to go forward with my herbal education at the Clayton College of Natural Health and to become a traditional naturopath. I believe you really are your own best healer. There is a powerful spiritual component to healing, and it's available to each of us. I have seen this phenomenon too many times to doubt it. My early attempt at cleansing was almost fatally misguided. One of the reasons I decided to produce this Health Secret CD is to share with you all I've learned since about healthy healing and how to detox safely. I know many of you are looking for answers to your tough health questions too. In the following segments, I'll also discuss hard-to-handle health concerns like recurring bladder infections, fibroids, weight problems, and pain management. Sometimes medical advice just isn't enough, and I've found again and again that many of these health problems can be solved by gentle, natural therapies, especially by whole herbs, that you can do yourself at your own pace for your own needs. The educational information in this Health Secret CD comes from my own personal experiences with Crystal Star formulas and from hundreds of consumers who have now detailed their stories to me over the last 25 years. I believe the most significant information is the evidence of people who have tried natural healing methods for themselves, experienced real improvement in their own health, and wish to share their success with others. You can have every confidence that the recommendations here have been found effective by thousands of people over many years.
If you have a serious health problem, Linda Page and Crystal Star Herbs recommend you seek advice from a health professional. The information in the following educational segments has not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Crystal Star products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.